Welcome back to the Whistle Pig Palace.
This is the Churches of Montreal edition.
Do you have all your facts ready? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, I cut this down from 6 churches to 3.
Oh, God. Montreal is big on cute cafes and really good food. And to cut down on prices, they allow people to bring their own alcohol. We did not know that. We went to a restaurant. We were sad we didn't have wine, but everybody else did. And it was very cool.
Speaking of cool, look at this downtown street. Doesn't this look like gay old Paris?
Do people call it gay old Paris?
I don't know. I think they do. Anyways, the streets look very European.
Yes.
First church on the tour, and the most impressive, Montreal's oldest church, the Notre Dame Basilica.
Look at that ceiling. Like, it's so beautiful. All the gold crosses on the top.
Little known fact, it was designed by an Irishman.
Oh, yeah. Also, Celine Dion got married here. Can't you just see her?
And
Hold on, she's scrolling through her back.
they ruled until 1840.
Okay, also, Justin Trudeau's dad, his funeral service was here.
But look at this pipe organ. Okay, we may not have a lot of facts, but this was most definitely the most beautiful church we saw this day.
We promised them facts. You put this together and said there would be facts.
Stay tuned for facts. Now, if y'all know Mal, you know she loves public transportation.
And Montreal wasn't no slouch. We paid, I think, $14?
Yeah,
and
it was
we
crazy
took
cheap.
every subway, every which way, every bus they had to offer. But the sucky part about it is you still end up walking a mile in the rain.
And it rained almost every time we had to walk without fail. Look at my hair. Look at our faces.
They did have cool stuff at some of the subway stops, like, here's an ice rink. Surprise!
They have lots of shopping down here, too, so it would be kind of like a little mall where you can get some food at the food cart, go for a skate, family-friendly fun.
Speaking of the food court, I can't remember why I put this in here. What did you say that was so funny?
I said I can always be down for a fresh squeezed juice.
Oh, I think it was funnier. It was like, I'm a slut for fruit or something.
We can't say slut on Whistle Pig.
I don't know. But anyway, here's a man making our juice.
Okay, church number 2 on the stop, Mary, Queen of the World Cathedral. This is actually modeled after St. Peter's in the Vatican.
And they had to, like, search around for an architect that was willing to, like, shrink it down because it could not be done.
They're very famous for their choir masses. We didn't get to attend one. They weren't having one when we were there, but still beautiful to look at. Look at that altar.
And the ceiling. I don't frequent churches outside of Montreal, but this was more of like an art statement. Like, this was more like a beautiful piece of art.
Speaking of art, food. Okay, this was the Marché Jean Talon. Did I say that right?
No.
Food market.
The market was packed, as it probably usually is on a weekend, but they had so many varieties of vegetables, giant vegetables, and different flavors of food. Just a really big melting pot. It was great.
We had a quiche, some baklava, and also corn dogs, as one does at a food hall. The only thing we bothered to film was the corn dogs.
On to my least favorite church, number 3, a minor basilica.
It's the largest dome basilica in North America. And it's the largest shrine to St. Joseph in the entire world.
What is Joseph even famous for?
Yeah, just being Jesus's dad stuff.
It was very blocky. It was not ornate. Everything was made out of, like, concrete looking.
Now, it was literally built to be acoustically superior.
Acoustically superior.
It can't be ornate.
You can see out the top, they let you go outside, and it was a very rainy, not nice day outside. This was, okay, the second most interesting thing about the church, but have you ever been to a church with an escalator in it? How many floors did this thing have?
I think it was 6. It's very tall. Now, the crown jewel of this place, while the rest of it is blasé, is the crypt church. That was on the very lower level. Like, when you walked in this place, you could literally, why is this escalator still showing? Why is it so long of footage? Anyway, here it is. So when you walked into this place, you could literally feel the heat from the candles. This chapel literally contains greater than 10,000 votive candles. It also has nativity scenes from around the world. It had walls made entirely of crutches. And the altar in this place was super cool. This was much more decorative than the top floor. Here's me lighting a candle. The video sped up because have you ever tried to light a candle with a punk?
What did you wish for?
Prayer candle, not a birthday cake, you nitwit.
And we topped it off with some mediocre Portuguese food.
I had the poutine because that is a Montreal staple, although I don't think this is how they intended.
Yeah, I had some kind of a bowl, and then these balls are potatoes. They were interesting.
This is a cool bridge that we drove over. What river is this?
I don't know, but Montreal's an island, so we had to drive out of the bridge to go down.
And then we waited at the border for an hour and a half.
And the guy was like, "What do you have?" And we're like, "A duffel bag." And he's like, "Full of narcotics?"
Do they really get people to confess like that? I thought that was a weird question.
The skeleton is us.
We may still be waiting, but if not, we'll meet you in New Hampshire.